Your dog just froze, stared at an empty corner, and let out a low growl. Nothing's there. At least, nothing you can see. But here's the unsettling truth. Your dog is living in a completely different world than you are, picking up signals your body was never built to detect. In this video, we're counting down 10 strange things dogs can see, hear, and sense that humans simply can't. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for number 1, because it's the one that gives every dog owner chills. But before we dive in, do us a huge favor. Tap that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps this little channel grow. Alright, let's step into your dog's secret world. Number 10. They see in the dark while you're stumbling around. Ever notice how your dog trots confidently through a pitch-black hallway while you're feeling for the wall? That's not luck. Behind their retina sits a mirror-like layer called the tapetum lucidum, the same thing that makes their eyes glow in photos. It bounces light back through the eye for a second pass, squeezing every drop of brightness out of the dark. Their eyes are also packed with motion-sensitive rod cells, and their pupils open wider than ours ever could. According to Dr. Paul Miller, a comparative ophthalmologist at the University of Wisconsin, dogs can probably see in light about 5 times dimmer than the dimmest light a human can manage. They can't see in total darkness, nobody can, but on a moonlit walk, they're basically wearing night vision goggles. Number 9. They hear sounds that don't exist to you. Your dog perks up, ears swiveling, staring at a wall. You hear silence. They hear a mouse breathing behind the drywall. Humans top out at around 20,000 Hz, but dogs can detect frequencies up to roughly 45,000 Hz and beyond. That's a whole hidden layer of sound. The ultrasonic squeak of rodents, the whine of your phone charger, a dog whistle that seems silent to you. And they aim those ears like satellite dishes. A dog has around 18 muscles controlling each ear, letting them tilt, rotate, and lock onto a sound independently. So the next time your pup bolts to the window before you hear a thing, they're not being dramatic. They heard the car 3 houses down before it turned onto your street. Number 8. They can feel heat radiating through the air. This one genuinely surprised scientists. That cold, wet tip of your dog's nose, called the rhinarium, isn't just for booping. In 2020, researchers at Lund University in Sweden and Eötvös-Loránd University in Hungary discovered that dogs can actually detect weak thermal radiation, basically a faint infrared sense. In their experiments, dogs could tell the difference between a warm object and a room temperature one from over 5 feet away without seeing or smelling it. Brain scans confirmed the warmth lit up a specific region of their brains. This puts dogs in an incredibly rare club, one of the only mammals on Earth known to sense heat this way, alongside the vampire bat. So when your dog curls up against you in the dark, they may literally be homing in on your body's glow. Number 7. Their motion radar never switches off. You might sit perfectly still and think you're being subtle. Your dog disagrees. Dogs process visual flicker faster than we do, meaning their eyes refresh the world at a higher frame rate. An old television that looks smooth to you may actually flicker to a dog. Combine that with a retina built for movement, and they catch the tiniest twitch. A flick of your wrist toward the treat drawer, a fly crossing the room, the micro shift in your posture right before you stand up. A 2020 eye tracking study even showed dogs can follow a moving object across a screen and predict where it's going to end up. It's why they seem to read your mind. They're not reading your mind. They're reading your body, frame by frame. Number 6. They smell your emotions. Here's where it gets almost spooky. Your dog can smell how you feel. Researchers at Queen's University Belfast ran an experiment where dogs were given sweat and breath samples from stressed people and from those same people while calm. The dogs identified the stressed sample with a combined accuracy of about 93%. 93%. Your body releases different chemical signals when you're anxious, and your dog's nose reads them like a mood ring. This is why your pup often appears at your side on your worst days, before you've said a single word. They caught the scent of your stress the moment you walked in the door. Which brings us to the sheer power behind that nose. Quick pause, we're curious. Has your dog ever seemed to know you were sad before you showed it? Drop a comment and tell us the story. We read them all, and honestly, some of them are amazing. Number 5. A nose that reads a hidden world. Let's put your dog's sense of smell in perspective. Humans have roughly 6 million scent receptors. Dogs can have up to 300 million. And the part of their brain devoted to analyzing smell is around 40 times larger than ours, proportionally. They also have a second scent system, the vomeronasal organ, tuned specifically to pheromones. This is how trained dogs can detect certain cancers on a person's breath, alert to an oncoming seizure, or warn a diabetic that their blood sugar is crashing, sometimes minutes before it happens. Scientists are still learning how reliable this is outside the lab, so it's a promising helper, not a replacement for doctors. But make no mistake, when your dog sniffs you head to toe after work, they're reading a detailed report of everywhere you've been. Number 4. They see colors, just not yours. You've probably heard that dogs see in black and white. That's a myth. Dogs actually have 2 types of color-detecting cones in their eyes, which means they see the world mostly in blues and yellows. What they can't see well is red and green, which blur into murky browns and grays. In other words, your dog is essentially red-green colorblind, similar to some humans. Here's the practical kicker. That bright red ball you throw onto green grass? To your dog, it may nearly vanish into the lawn. They're not ignoring it, they genuinely can't pick it out. Want your dog to actually see their toys? Go for blue or yellow. Suddenly, you'll look like the best fetch partner they've ever had. Number 3. They may see ultraviolet light. Now we're stepping into truly alien territory. Humans have a lens in each eye that filters out ultraviolet light to keep our vision sharp. But a 2014 study by researchers Ron Douglas and Glenn Jeffrey, published through the Royal Society, found that dog lenses actually let ultraviolet light pass through. That means dogs may perceive a slice of the spectrum that's completely invisible to us. What might that reveal? Possibly urine trails glowing on the grass, or subtle markings on other animals. Now, a fair heads up, scientists have shown the UV light gets in, but we can't yet say exactly what dogs consciously make of it. Still, it's wild to imagine your backyard lit up with secret ultraviolet signposts that only your dog can read. Number 2. They sense storms before the sky changes. Your dog starts pacing, panting, hiding under the bed. 20 minutes later, thunder rolls in. Coincidence? Probably not. Dogs likely stack several senses at once here. They may hear distant thunder long before you do, possibly even low-frequency rumbles beneath the range of human hearing. They can feel the drop in barometric pressure as a storm approaches, smell the ozone in the air, and some experts think they even sense the buildup of static electricity through their fur. Scientists haven't nailed down every piece of this, so a little caution is fair. But dog owners have reported it for centuries, and if your pup gets anxious out of nowhere on a clear day, keep an eye on the forecast. They might be giving you a warning. Number 1. The things you can't see at all. And here's the one that raises the hairs on your arms. Every dog owner has seen it. Your dog stops, stares at an empty corner, growls at nothing. Some people swear dogs can see ghosts. Now, let's be honest, there is no scientific evidence that dogs perceive the supernatural. But here's what's almost more unsettling. They don't need to. Everything we've talked about today means your dog is constantly detecting real things you can't. A faint scent clinging to a doorway. A sound pitched too high for your ears. A flicker of motion. A shift in pressure. A trace of heat. As one scientist put it, it's far more likely dogs are reacting to natural stimuli humans simply can't detect. So when your dog stares at nothing, remember, nothing is a human verdict. In their world, something is absolutely there. You just can't sense it. And that's exactly why the bond you share with your dog runs deeper than you realize. But sensing the world is only half the story. There are certain things your dog will never forgive you for. Mistakes that quietly damage their trust. Watch our next video to find out what they are, because you may be doing one of them right now without even knowing it. Thanks for watching, and give your dog an extra scratch behind the ears tonight. They've earned it.